Yeah, I can see
I'm
the screen.
just going to live. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm live now. Okay, now we can start.
So I could
Uh,
start now, yeah, okay.
no. I'm just going to start, introduce myself. I'm just going to give a little bit info about our event, Meetup.
Okay,
So,
okay.
good evening, everybody. We are live, by the way. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our session, so-called How to Integrate Power BI with Power Automate, organized by Green Data Innovators and Orlando Power BI User Meetup Group. Actually, this event was organized for yesterday's date, but due to some technical issues, we couldn't do it. So sorry for this. And let me go on with my next slide. So in today's meetup, online meetup, Anna Gradman, our speaker, will talk about how to integrate Power BI with Power Automate. And by the way, Anna Gradman is our speaker who is working on behalf of Solaris Consulting. I hope she will be giving them more information about herself in next minutes. And regarding our upcoming speakers, we have Olga Sviridenko, who is going to talk about Amazon Web Services, and also we have Anna Maria York, who is going to present about Power Query. And regarding our meetup rules, as soon as our meetup ends, I will be sending the necessary emails. I mean, necessary email with some information that will cover Power BI related materials, the used materials if available, and also, of course, the link for recorded version of this session. At the end of this session, we'll have Q&A session. Of course, you can ask your question. And just for your information, the session is recording and is subject to sharing with others also. And regarding our today's session schedule, 5 minutes for introduction from my side, which I'm doing right now. Then roughly 35 or 40 minutes will be given to Anna Gradman, who is going to talk about herself and demonstrate something related to topic. And at the end, we for the next, 10 or 15 minutes, we'll have time for Q&A sessions. So stay connected. This is my email address, zarbali@excelworld.org, and this is my phone number. And here you can see the link for Green Data Innovators Meetup Group. So now I would like to stop sharing, and I would like to deliver a stage to Anna Gridman. Anna, you can share your screen and go on, please. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. So today I would like to talk about some kind of functionality that is available if you have Microsoft products. This is called Power Automate. It's one of the example will be very simple. One of them may be more advanced. But first, maybe what I'm going to talk about is going to understanding Power BI. What is Power BI? A little bit introduction about myself, exploring Power Automate, what we can do with that Power Automate. Probably somebody of you already using it on the daily day-to-day tasks. Then we're going to explain how we can integrate Power BI with Power Automate. There are two options available. Then probably we can jump to the use cases, what I think is the best scenario for you to use Power BI with Power Automate and the best practices. So let's jump to it. So a little bit about me. So I'm more technology consultant. I'm self-employed. I'm like about over the decade, I would say. I'm working as a data analytics. So in 2009, I just came. This is my quick story about me. In 2009, I came to UK, to London. Then I start my career in the in aerospace engineering company, where I enjoy the quality processes, engineering processes, and what does mean also data analytics, data science. Then I started my career into more data analytic, data science, data mining, ETL, data engineering, and I jump into Accenture, which is big consulting company, American one, and I worked there for a few years, and then I got myself I opened my own company to do contracting. So since that time, I just do contracting mainly in different industries, retail, government, and banking. So I mainly focus on the newest technologies, especially Microsoft Power BI, which I know for a very long time. So since it started, so that is a little bit short about me. So for the Power BI, SQL, any type of the database language query, data engineering, Azure, data ingestion pipelines, things like that. That's everything combined together. That's what I do on daily basis. So maybe now we start to introduce you to Power Automate. So what is actually Power Automate and how we can explore that? So basically, this is one of the product of Microsoft. It is a cloud-based service, which is for free if you have an account, where you can actually create the workflows across different applications. So you can combine many applications together to create something, a workflow, or reduce your kind of task that you do repetitive. You can combine, you can create sentimental analysis using the templates available with the Twitter, now it's X, Twitter. You can create, automate to send some emails when your form, Microsoft form is changing, or send you some updates on that. You can automate many other things. So this is a visual form not only designed to combine all of those workflows with Microsoft products. I wanted to say that it has also third party as well. So it just probably depending also on your subscription, what kind of third party you have as well. On top of that, it will be kind of useful for you to use it to create kind of workflows for you. Some of them could be very simple tasks. Some of them could be very complex one. So that is something worth to mention. So third party is like said, as a Twitter, you have a Salesforce, you have a Google Workspace. So there are many others. I wouldn't be able to put all of those third party providers on the one slide because, you know, like Microsoft products, they're changing a lot. So this is something for you maybe more to explore. I'm going to explain to you and show you how I do it. So the next step, what I would like to say more about it, I would like to maybe give you kind of more example how I would do. Just imagine that you have Power BI, something simple like that, or Power BI reports, and your boss is saying to you, well, I would like that you can send me this one, the specific output of that visualization by email, on weekly basis. So, or maybe every day, because maybe data is linked to a live data source on the Power BI. So it's depending from your how it's linked together. What about depending the data model as well. So probably maybe it's changing on daily basis every 1 hour, depending on your schedule. So then what you do, normally what would you do? You go here to your dashboard, to your visualization, and you would export data as a CSV file. Okay. But no. And you will do this every day or every week. And when you forget, or maybe on your holidays, what you're going to do? So this is something Power Automate is coming handy. Not sure how much you know about the Power BI, but Power BI is a visualization tool. So basically, if you have any data source from somewhere else, so third party as well, if you have from your SQL database, Oracle database, Postgres database, Azure, anything about that you can think about. From the live data, it is also from API. So if you just go to the data, you can just explore more what kind of data source you can put into the Power BI. So you can see how many of them are here. You can even explain in one sentence how many of them you can do it. So yeah, so if you have live data and you like to send the reporting, what I would do, I wouldn't do this manually. What I would do, I would just make sure that my report is safe first. Then I make sure that, so this what I'm using here, it's a Power BI desktop. On the Power BI desktop, you develop your, you get your data source first, then you create your data model if that is necessary. Then you create your measurements, whatever is needed for your dashboard to be nice and ready to go live. And then when you're happy with that and your business is happy with that, then you publish this report to the Power BI services. My report services is in my workspace. I select this one, and I do replace because I have already one. So in this particular Power Automate, what is important to make sure that your file is up to date, that this what we're going to do against this visualization. So if you change that information in the dashboard in the report here, your Power Automate will fail, and I will show you why. So let's go and dig into the Power Automate. Now I'm going to just go to the Power Automate, which I have prepared already here, but we're starting from scratch. So when you have your Power BI product, you select Power Automate. If you don't have it, you go to your main page and you look for all the products and type Power Automate. It should come with the like this over here with this icon. Because I have my flows, I don't look in the flows. I create one. So basically what we need to do, we think about it, how we like to do that Power Automation. So we're going to do, that is going to be schedule. So we're going to do schedule cloud flow, it's called. Now call it however you want. I will send email, send table as an email. That's what I'm going to do. The starting, now you select the starting point from where it should start sending you those flows, this output of your query, the visualization. So I'll step 27, okay, from today now is 5:15, so maybe from, I'm not sure, okay, from 6 o'clock. From 6 o'clock and send every 10 minutes just to show you that's working, because at the moment I have I disable another one. So if I click create, you're going to see it pop up the unused screen. Okay. Now we have to think about what we're planning to do. So excuse me. So so this one, it won't just create this is only the first step of our flow. The next step is to run the query against our data set. So we click on here where we have this stick here, plus sign here with that action, and run a query. We type it here. It should bring a type a query. Type of query. Run query. Where is this one? It should show me here. Run a query against the data set. So you see here, immediately it's bringing kind of you the window and ask you to map your data source where that your data set is sitting. So we know that is in our workspace, okay, and data set is called Power BI Club 1 because it's called like, I call it like this. So depending how it's your data set is called, or maybe it's called Power BI, or maybe sales product, you just type it here. Now, this is one very important here. The query text it's something we're going to generate now from Power BI. So you don't need to manually type the DAX. It will do for you. So your boss told you he would like to have the output of this 5 top selling products. So what we're going to do in Optimize tab, you have a home insert in the where you have a report view. So home, insert, modeling, view, and optimize. We have performance analyzer. So a performance analyzer is mainly to see the quality of your query. How long does it take to execute refresh some queries and run some DAX on top of that? It's a very useful tool for somebody who is developer and is linking information to the live data sets, live databases, because some of them, they're really huge. And the way how to do it, you're just using performance analyzer. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll start recording and you're going to see what's going to happen. This is first example that I'm going to run against. So I'll start recording and I refresh the visual. It will show you like milliseconds, like how long does it take to kind of refresh the visuals. Very fast, isn't it? So when I stop it, it will stop, totally, it will stop. So what I'm interested in top 5 selling products. So when I unroll this one, top selling products here, and I click on that, you see something here is copy query. Oh, I don't need to write the query. We just copy that query. For the safe reasons, it's better to copy to the notepad, so you know that you don't lose that query somewhere else. Then you go back to your run query against the data set, and you query text, you put it a Control V here, and here you go. It is your DAX. Okay, so we capture that query from our PowerPoint, Power BI. Now what we need to do before even sending the email, we need to create CSV file. So we have to click another action. Oh, sorry, it's gone. Now we have to click another action. So we have to click on create table, create CSV table, CSV table. Okay. Now, this one, it will be, you need to click on here like expressions. So you need to expression that are ready for you to just pick it up. That's you need to do that if you create many actions. This, we're going to query results only from that previous step. So first table rows we need to select. Okay, so now it's done, but still we don't have this email action. So what you have to do, you click another action here and send email. Send email. So subject, top 5 selling products. Some text, some body text of the email, because this is you just creating the email. So you need to have some kind of structure of this email, like you like to send to your boss. Please. So please, let's see, attach top 5 selling products. Okay. Kind regard. Stop. Regards. Now, this is only the email structure. What we need to do, we need to go to advanced parameters and select attachment. What will that bring to us? It will bring the output of that table. So what we're going to do, we're going to do attachment name. Now, attachment name needs to be named as our name of the file. Make sure to put also your extension format of the file. So we need to put CSV on the end, okay? So top 5 selling products. CSV. And in the content, you're putting the content of your previous step. So you're putting content of the create CSV table, which is output. This sometimes doesn't become. So this is output. Okay. Now I need to put my email address because I don't know what is my email address. Something I never remember. No, this is wrong. Where is my address here? Oh, this is tricky now. This is not, I don't like it, this one. It should be, no. I hope it's going to be correct because this email address is quite long. Put the custom value and you put the value of your, yeah, it should be correct now. And then what you're going to do if you're putting your email, that is all of the steps that you've done. So, so you put the schedule that to run it every week or maybe every day. Now we run it every 10 minutes. Run the query against the data set. Create the table CSV file and send it as an email. And if we save that, we save our flow. And now, because we need to test it, so we need to test it if that's fail or it's not going to fail. So we just test it. So the test, we need to run it manually, and we're going to test it if that flow is running without any failure. So you're going to see the output of for each flow. Okay, so that means it came through. So now I need to do what I need to do. I need to go to my email and check that. So I see that this one, yeah, inbox, not focus. Yeah, so this one I see that has been sent across. So this has been sent across to me. So that has been saved. But what I would like to see here, so if I would like to edit that information, I'll go edit and click on the specific action. An email address that I put CSV file. Yeah, put CSV file. Okay, so that is correct. So I think I say still I missed something. Okay, and then if I go and then I preview this file, it should show me. I don't know why it doesn't show me. Oh, it says something wrong here. It doesn't want to open this one. Delivery has failed to recipient groups. Okay, so that means I put a wrong email. So it's showing that has been sent, but I give the wrong email. So that means I have to put correct email, and I don't remember my email, and that is very bad idea to do that when you don't remember your email. And I think it's here my email. This is my email. This email is quite long. Bear with me. Oh no, I don't like your product. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go again, Control C. My account. No. I go to the flows again. And then I'm going to edit and put correct my email address. It should come a correct one now. So if I edit, put correct my email address. And then save. Now it should work anyway. Convertible. Something is wrong here. Okay. And then test again manually and test it. So you see, it's important to have correct information in the Power Automate in order to receive files or whatever you're doing with Power Automate, because it can show you still that it's running without fail, but you not receive any emails. So now it should come, but I'm not sure why it's showing like that. No, something is wrong here. It was working. So, okay, but it's working. I'm telling you it's working. Don't know why I cannot see this one, because it's something I already done it, this one in today already. So this is how it should come back as a CSV file. This is how it should come as a CSV file. Okay, so now we know that is working. It's difficult to run here like this. So let's go back and let's go back to our presentation. So that is the so that's one. It's when you have another one query, another email. So this is example when you send the email based on the reoccurrence. So when you like to schedule something on daily, weekly, or monthly basis, that you have some task to send via CSV file. Now, the next one is a little bit longer than that, because this one here, it's basically it's a Power Automate on trigger. So imagine that this could be example of the scenario when your KPIs kind of exceeded expected value, and you like to send the email, okay, or you like to save that information something. But in this another example, I'm going to do, because we've done already on action, so we're going to do on trigger. So on trigger is a little bit different. It's using also Power Automate, but in here, when you have user in your visual and is running the flow, that means Power Automate actions, it will save your query output as a table to your specific SharePoint on Drive, whatever you give instruction to the Power Automate. So what we're going to do in this example, we're going to run on the trigger and save it as a CSV table as an output. Okay. So let me explain to you something. So this is already completed. So I will just delete it. Okay. To explain to you how to do it. Okay. So in your Power BI report, in your visualization, you have something here below that. You have Power Automate for Power BI. You just click on here. That's just how you're adding the triggers. Okay. Just want to move. So in this Power Automate, what we're going to do, we're going to create the list of the tasks that will help us to save information as a file, CSV file. I've done this already, and it's doing the job. So it saved the information from the table or any table I want. So it's saving information from the table and as a CSV file in my OneDrive. So you just imagine that you have like something that is changing. There are some, in Power BI, we cannot make changes to, well, actually we can change some information in the table if you want to. There are some, with Power Automate, you can do that, but I would not recommend that, changing information to your visuals and then into your data. That's not the right way to do it. But what we're doing here, we're just saving output of our current table, and then probably you're going to choose that table for the other purposes to see, compare them, how they change. So I had this case scenario when I had the UAT testing. So that's this user acceptance testing. And this information has changing constantly, every day, every 1 hour. So when I trigger that Power Automate, since the data is linked to the live information, I will have the output in the CSV file, which I can generate reports, put them together and generate reports in another Power BI or Excel file for the business purpose, depending from the use case and business requirements. So this is the way I would do it if you just need to have this information safe on top of that in another place for the business reasons, business requirements. Yes, and actually you are not database developer, or you're not admin of the database to make that changes to the database. That probably makes sense more. So I put already that Power Automate, and now what I'm going to do, I do edit. So when I do edit, it should bring me existing already, run a query against the data set, which I've done already. But what we're going to do now, we're going to create a new one, because if you open that and you don't have nothing over there, you're not going to have any flows here. So we're going to create a new one. Click on this one. So instant cloud flow. And you see that no additional information is needed for the step, because this is going to be triggered from the user side. So when you click on that run trigger, it will just run. So in here, what you need to do. So what we need to start from doing is, again, run query against dataset. So if we like to bring the same table, what we had it, we can do it. So basically what you need to do, but probably the best way is going to be kind of table if you're going to have it. So you're going to go again to optimize, performance analyzer, start recording, refresh visuals, and then stop. Then we go to the table matrix, copy query. And then we go back to our report. I should do this in the first place. So then it should bring me the list on to the next step. Then in the next page, run a query. This doesn't come up. Okay, Power BI. What's showing you? Run Power BI. Refresh data name. Run a query against the data set. So then again, they ask you which workspace. So imagine that you have many workspaces, you share information with many other people. So your list is going to be quite big. Mine is quite small. It's my workspace. Data set, make sure that you target correct data set, otherwise this won't run. So we know that is Power BI Club 1. I called it like that. In the query here, you just Control V your output from your DAX. Then you click OK. It should work now. And I save, because this is not that very user-friendly option here. Because the next step, what I would like to do, I have this idea. So when my data set is saved as a CSV file, I would like to be in specific format. Okay, so save as a copy and apply. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my Power Automate and check if it's here, my workflows. This is my workflow here, and I'm going to edit that because I like it here more. It's user friendly. I have more specific information that I'm targeting. So the next one, if you think about the data format, so I have here like information what I need to put. So in my next step, if you think about the name of my file that I would like to be safe with current date and the time, because that's for me it's important. Because if the information is every day, how am I going to know which one is from which time or date? So this is very important. So that's why I need to know that. No, it's just sending me again and again. So then what I need to do, I need to go for the action called convert time zone. Convert time zone. And then it's based on the time. Based on the time, we're going to, you see dynamic content, it gives you kind of information, suggest some outputs for our convert time zone, but we don't want to do that. So our expression will be UTC now, which is expression that will give us current date time exactly to the seconds. The source zone, we're going to use, it was, I think, UTC. UTC. Now, because depending where you're based, I'm just putting what for me is available. So for me, it's going to be London. And the format string is going to be long with the general, that is capital letters. So this I would like to use. Okay. Now, okay, save that, something here. Then if we have this one, so we converted the time zone for our file format. So what we're going to do now, we're still missing our create CSV table. So you see this action will be repeated in some workflows across. So like, run the schedule, run a query against the data set. That's probably most likely to happen. So we're going to do the create CSV file, create CSV file. Yeah, create CSV table. Yeah, not from converted time, from the run. From the run rows, on the rows, query lists of the rows, first table. Yeah. So this is what we're going to do. So this is now creating for us CSV table only. Now we need to target that CSV table somewhere in SharePoint on our one query. SharePoint on OneDrive, sorry. And then we're going to do create file. Create file. Now we create file. You can pick it up either SharePoint or either OneDrive. It's up to you. Just depending where that your information will be stored and accessible for other users. So maybe you would prefer to use a SharePoint, which you can do it, but just bear in mind you have to be have permission to do that, because without permission, if you don't have rights to view the files or make the changes in the SharePoint, you won't be able to run this. Well, you won't be able to run it with success, this workflow. So it's important to just specify that to the OneDrive. I have in my drive, which is actually folder path, which is called Power BI Automate. Okay. Now the file name, I would like to use the file name of my converted time. So I would like to use this as a, you can call it like Power BI. No, because it's going to call only time. So let's try to call it. So we're going to use we're going to call that file. So it's going to be Power BI table, and then we put our converted time. So this is going to be our file name. So make sure just to put this converted time. So it's going to be power underscore table underscore our converted time in specific format that we're looking for to get. So it's going to be date and time with the minutes. And it's going to be like either is PM or IM. And then we're going to call this one and CSV file. And then the file context will be our output. Okay. So now we're going to save that. Save as a workflow. And then we try to test it. Something Salesforce cannot be triggered for testing. Yeah, but it was triggered before. So you have to go and apply. So it needs to be, if you do here and you just save it, it should show you everything. So if I do apply and run it, it should show me is this going to be successful or not. So it will show me the connection where that saved it. So this is not correct, this one. So if I run it, this one again, this is something not right here now. So let me see again, quick one. Next step. So we have our, it should be running actually, it should show me here. I think that's a success, yeah, because not sure. It should show me here. This is a little bit what I would like to say. This is a little bit needed of the user, like any other product of Microsoft need of user friendly interface, because here so many information that needs to be done. So converted time. So run convert time zone. Time zone based on base time. You see, this doesn't bring me the function here. So UTC now. If I put UTC now, this sometimes you have to be very careful and test everything that is actually is needed. Universal zone. Let's try England. Destination zone, England should be England. Where's England here? And then format string as a general capital. The next step was create table. CSV table. So from first row of table rows, Okay, and then I have a new step. So new step is going to be kind of create file into my client business in my folder, Power BI. Power Automate. Root. Okay. The file name, it should be table, then converted file, converted time, CSV, com, and then output. What I like here is just for the people who are not that technical, people can understand that. Now, I will show you something why it will fail this test, and I will tell you why. You see here, when I put the convert time here, I put the function, but this doesn't recognize the function. I cannot do that from here, from the Power BI, but I need to save it and apply. Probably I need to call it a different way. I'm going to call run the query against the data set too. Yeah. Okay, save and apply again. Need to make sure that these ones are green in order to be applicable. So if I run it this one now from Power BI, it will run me in the it fail me. It will fail, and I'll tell you why. It will show you that is successful, but it will fail in the format of that what I will created, because this is not format recognized by in here. So if I go back now, so in order to just in order now to run it, this flow, what you need to do, you just click Control and Enter, and it's triggering. It should save. It's trigger and should save. So if you go there, and I don't think it's going to save me here. No, it didn't save me here. Because I know that this is incorrect. Incorrect here. It doesn't recognize the let's call it a function, because I ran this one in the past. It didn't recognize me the function here. It doesn't recognize this function here. It's it needs to be UTC now. I know it's a little bit annoying. It to be recognized as a function, not as a text. Then I can save that. Save that and test it automatically with recent trigger. Okay, test. And we see that it will save now. It has been successfully passed. So if we refresh our page, it should save in our correct format. So today is April 27, 2024, 6:31 for England, 54 seconds PM. So that's mean it's correct. That is output I'm looking for to get. So what to do if you don't want to run this flow? So yeah, this is another thing. So there's this option here. If you click more commands, you can just turn it off. So if you turn it off as option, it will just not run it at all. So it will be turned off. So every time you just think about it, that this is now not feasible anymore. I just don't want to do it. You either turn off or you can delete it if you want. But in my opinion, we just need to focus now on something more important, as we mentioned those triggers and everything. So I think the most important is to mention. We'll say it's going to go again. Most important is to mention is the best practices for that using Power Automate with Power BI. I believe the best one, just find the business requirements for that. Why you need to do that. Now, how you're going to do those, achieve that output you're looking for? Are you going to do this by schedule, by actions only, by trigger, by user, or by just system, by process? So it's very important to make specific requirements first before even digging into the Power Automate. Then probably what I think is the best thing, like we did already in those examples too. We see I run it email address incorrectly. It doesn't run correctly. Well, it ran correctly, showing me success, but I haven't received any email or whatever. I had a problem with the type. So this is important to just test even before you put into production. So test it. And also, even if you have successfully run in production, but this can change also in the future. So like I said, you may change your file. You may change your file. You may change that table for something different. So if I change that for something different, it will be different DAX. If it's going to be different query outputs. So this is not going to run. It will show the error. So this is very important to make sure you know that your dependency, you know where they are, and also to make sure that you document that properly. So make sure you document that. So this is one of those examples that I wanted to show you. No, okay. Well, I need to go next. Yeah. So this is like I prepare kind of ideas what I think is the best way to do the Power BI as a successful stories. So this example, like sending automated email notification for data changes. This is one. Probably it's worth for yourself after this lesson today to investigate how I can do that. Triggering action based on data thresholds. So probably it's the same. When value exceeds below specific KPI, send me this email. That is very easy to implement. So sending attachments as a CSV file from the visualization is another example. Refreshing data from external sources. I don't have any external resources, so I couldn't bring you that to it. But that is another one use. Not sure if that's the best one, because Power BI has a capacity to do itself in Power BI services. You specify how often it should refresh the data from the source. It will do that for you. So it just only depends from the business requirements, business needs, depending how big is your data as well. So this is many dependency over here, many things to consider. So I will be very careful about refreshing data from the external sources, especially talking about that databases, things like that. You may be not able to do that with Power Automate from the databases. So this is better going to be doing in the Power BI services itself. Power BI services is a website where all the reports are sitting, where you put all of the configuration. You pass your gateways, APIs for your reporting. So this is where you do your refreshing in there. I wouldn't use Power Automate, but maybe with other tools, other application, yes. And then on trigger, so what you see, you can run the trigger by the user. So like we've done it here as well. So I think this is the two case scenario that I would use it based on those exceeded thresholds. When your KPI exceeds below specific levels, to send the emails at this very nice feature. You can do that in Power BI, and also send the Power BI data sets as a table to your manager if he doesn't have access to the Power BI for some reason, so cannot see this information, and he like to just copy that across another reporting. So this is all for me actually. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm waiting for the question if you have any.
Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you for your demonstration. Actually, I have gathered 4 questions in the chat. And the first one and the second one, I mean, the first and second questions are related to limitations or constraints regarding integrating Power BI with Power Automate. So be so kind as to read this question and answer. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, that's a very good point. So what you need to think about it, probably the business requirements, what is needed. I gave you example on the very basic case scenario for the business process. So probably more it's Power BI Automate is used for the business process, like you don't have capacity to do it somewhere else. So what I did for my UAT testing, I just saved my table from Power BI into a data set as a CSV file in the SharePoint to share across everybody. And then I create kind of merge those tables, see what's the difference between them, because I didn't have a capacity to access live production database. So this is probably depending on your business requirements. So some are very basic. I wouldn't use that for data refresh, for example, with the Power BI. I wouldn't use Power Automate for data refresh. But maybe for some reasons you need to use that. It just depends, you know. Are there any impatient in the terms of the volumes of frequency of data processing between Power BI? This is something I believe there definitely there are. I didn't measure that myself. I didn't have that many specific data, but I wouldn't if you have big volumes of the data. So I would just probably rethink Power Automate, especially if you need to test that process flow, workflows all the time. I think there are other better tools to do that, achieve rather than Power Automate. But again, depending on the business requirements, that's very important to think about it first. You know, so think about your business requirements and see where the dependency limitation, what I can do, what I cannot do with Power Automate. Are there any performance optimization techniques for speeding up workforce execution if only Power BI? Yeah, I think yes, definitely there are. There are performance optimization techniques that I think you can use the performance analyzer. Definitely look into your data model. If you don't have data model, think about the semantic data model. Semantic view, semantic data is same as data model. So think about it, how I can just make it working better way, how I get better performance of these visuals, because I said, if you link to the live data sets, they are very overloaded. And if you put on top of that very complex DAX, so think about it, what you do in your database first. So probably maybe it's better to run like kind of transformation outside Power BI to just grab this SQL only, not a whole table. So think about it, how you can do that in the first place, rather than grab all the tables, like, you know, 250,000 or 13 million rows or something like that. Because this is probably for the first one, for data extraction, so before even, so think about this one. And then data model, yeah, I definitely worth checking that. How does Power Automate handle data synchronization between multiple Power BI assets? I think this is something I wouldn't do that in Power Automate. I think for that, you will need to look into the semantic model. So it's better to use data model for that in the Power BI services, how it's linked together. So I wouldn't, don't know how that will impact your performance with the Power Automate. I haven't done that. I would do done only for the 2 different data sets, and it's working fine. It just depending how much data do you have. But what I said, it just Power Automate is more about how to improve your business processes rather than, you know, specific data analytic processes. For that, we have different tools and techniques, yeah, in Power in Microsoft. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Anna. Once again, I highly
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank you
sharing
for
your wonderful
having me
experience.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
if
a
you have,
great honor.
yes, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Your information and okay, it would be great if you could share your presentation file in PDF format with us. And in my turn, I will also share this material with the registered people, so they will have an
Yeah,
opportunity to
yeah,
find the contact info. Yeah.
yeah, I can send to you, or would you like, I don't know how to, I can share here, or
Okay, no issue. I will say you. I mean, in next minute. So here, I would like to stop live streaming and later we
hmm.
go on. Just stay here,
Yeah,
please.
yeah,
Thank
sure.
you
Okay,
once
thank
again.
you. Thank you.